The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 27, NASDAQ up 35, S&P's up 2. Gold contract down $9.60, trading $17.42 an ounce. We get silver up 8 cents, $18.58 an ounce. Light sweet crude off 80 cents, $34.70 a barrel. Notes and bonds. We get the 10-year down 6 ticks, trading 139.06. The 30-year off a full point at 179 flat. And King Dollar down 330 ticks, trading 98.014. The euro is at 111. The yen is out here at 107.69. The British pound's at 124 to 1 US dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
Green across the board, right? Markets higher, kicking off June trading.
June 1st. Pretty amazing, no doubt about that.
It's remarkable with everything going on, right? I mean, that story out of China of halting soybeans and other things, or pork, and then you of course have the protests and the riots and the fires going on, and just those images coming out. It's just remarkable, man. Market's higher. And if you get over it coming into the close, folks, on Friday, Trump came out. Bottom line is that if you want to see how markets react, our S&Ps go up. More important, though, as to rattling a saber, let me tell you something, man. That saber had no juice behind it, because when you get over and look at Hong Kong was up 3.3%. Okay, so markets, let me tell you something, man. Markets are a trip. That was a huge surge in Hong Kong last night, man. No doubt about it. I mean, you're talking about you closed at 22,961, and we ended up going up to 23,732. So remarkable. I agree.
Yeah,
I know.
It's a trip, man. No doubt. Now, beginning of June, bottom line, folks, is if we go over and take a look at the SPY, what you're going to see, it's been clawing its way higher. No two ways about that. And we'll see if this baby can basically hold price up here. The high of last week was established on Thursday, 306.84. NDX 100, we take a look at the NDX. NDX, still the weakest index here. It's going to be pretty wild. Now, the NDX closed at its highs on Friday. That high in the 3Qs is 233.60. We're over it right now. And we'll see. Bottom line is if it can actually make the all-time high, which is right next to, man. I mean, 237.
So you got to qualify when you say the weakest index with volume. Is it going into? Is that what?
Well, what ended up happening is that you had the aspect that NDX went south in a big way last week. We went down to 223, clawed its way all the way back topside, finished at the highs of the day. We'll see whether it's going to basically try to get into the high once again. Now, we got into the high on, we did that was the day. Okay, so last Tuesday, and then it gave it up. So we'll see where that baby shakes out. Gold contract out here. Bottom line is that we had some movement in the silver market, okay, which helped gold for sure. Today we got up to 1761. Hasn't held price yet. Bottom line, we'll see whether it can basically hold price. I expect it's going to, because what we did last week is that we rejected lower price, and we did have lighter volume there. So lots of action. Oh, did you see? So this is a trip, Tom, right? We know how much money Amazon has, but guess what? You want more money when you don't need it, right?
Right. That's the way to be, man, for sure. Especially if you can use it in any capacity to grow, which Amazon, man, they could probably use every dollar they can get their hands on to grow.
Yeah. So you got Amazon as well as Ralph Lauren coming out. They're both going into the bond market, and evidently they both haven't been in there in quite some time. Amazon, Ralph Lauren, a kickstart in the calendar Monday. The Seattle-based internet giant, first bond sale in 3 years, when it borrowed $16 billion. You know what blows my mind, Tom? I can't believe it's 3 years since Amazon took over Whole Foods, man.
I agree, and I knew it's what you were going to say the moment you started that, because I remember the hysteria. I remember the time. I remember it being pretty exciting as somebody that's a Prime member, as somebody who likes Whole Foods. 3 years just like that. Crazy.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
So let's see how much they're going to push out if it says it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so 15. Well, Wall Street's going to push out 35 to 40 billion in new deals this week.
Okay.
Let's see. It doesn't have what they're pushing out.
Can you click on where it says maybe 10 deals there as a hyperlink?
Yeah.
No, scroll down. Sorry, where it just said that the 35 to 40 billion. There was a link for 10 deals, and maybe cool. Those.
There it is, right there.
What are those going to talk about?
Let's see. No,
it's just the same thing. They're coming for capital. But you're right, and especially those two companies. Why not? Because if you're a profitable company, if you have the ability to grow Ralph Lauren, they can probably build out streamlining their process, their online, whatever it is, right? You can use that capital for a brand like that transitioning to retail online, and we all know Amazon can use it for sure.
Yeah, and if we go look at Ralph Lauren, so let's take a, okay, so, if we go back to 2011, you're at 187. You go to 2018, you're at 147. You're at 77. Pull this back further. It's interesting. So, yeah, thus far, it came down hard, but, You're still not at 2008 lows, which was $31, and these retailers are not only at 2008 lows, they're lower than 2008 lows. So,
I wonder how much foot traffic, a company like Ralph Lauren depends on a foot traffic through a mall, through a Macy's.
I think they were really smart. What Ralph Lauren did is that, if you remember those, they always had these big, beautiful stores, folks. I never could figure out how they afforded them. But they closed those down like 7-8 years ago. You know what I mean? They had the prime ones in Madison Ave. They had them in every big place. And I think that helped them tremendously. And I think that brand, people know that brand, and they will buy that brand online, right? Do you know what I mean?
That brand is not going away. Exactly. I agree. Yeah.
And that brand has been very flexible, both in men's and women's line. And, I don't think there's too many magazines that you kind of pick up that you still see that brand in magazines. So
I was just about to look down. I'm a fan myself of it. I thought I was. I'm not wearing one shirt today, but I wear plenty of shirts that have the Ralph Lauren polo.
Yeah, right. There's no doubt.
We're lucky. We have the outlets here in Florida close by. I'm sure not everybody across the country, but we're lucky. We have a couple outlets here, which they have great stuff at huge stores, but similar deal. They're not, even if those are closing down, it always amazes me the amount of foot traffic that those outlets get on the weekends.
Well, if you go into an outlet, right, you bring extra money, right?
In what regard, extra money?
When I go to an outlet, I bring extra money with me because I know I'm going to spend more money because there's more deals.
Okay.
Yeah. 877-927-6648.
Is that because you only pay in cash? Does it?
I get it, but even in my own head, I have to be prepared to spend money before I get there.
Oh yeah, because every dollar you spend, you save more, right?
Yeah. Stay right there. Tom and I come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now up 31. Nasdaq is up. The Nasdaq's up 31 as well. Then the S&Ps are up $1.50. So we're still in earnings, Tom.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. And Dick's.
As I was getting ready for the program on Mondays, it's always fun. 8:30 is a great time, man. You get a lot of good economic indicators, of course. You get pre-market, but I'm like, what's on tap for earnings? And we have Dick's Sporting Goods before the market tomorrow. You got CrowdStrike and Zoom. Zoom coming out with some encryption increase. One of the notes they made on Zoom is that greater encryption to avoid that Zoom bombing, people popping in Zoom. But that's only for pay services, which I was saying, man, could you imagine?
What is Zoom bombing?
People are able to basically not hack, but in some ways get in. If we had a TFNN Zoom call or we had a classroom call.
Okay.
And people are able to get into that room that aren't supposed to be there.
Really?
Yeah, and
look at this stock, man. This stock's up $17 today.
Yeah.
This stock 3 months ago was $70. It's $197.
It's wild, man. They're getting in before the action tomorrow after the closes. It looks like up 10% on that on Zoom shares. Craziness.
Okay, so they're looking for $203 million in revenue. And they're actually profitable. Look at that. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so, boy.
Can you go back to the description?
Yeah, I bet they're going to knock it out of the park, because that's 203. It looks to me like, okay, so they develop a people-centric cloud service that transforms real-time collaboration experience. The company offers unified meeting experience, a cloud service that provides a 3-in-1 meeting platform, HD video conference and mobility, web meetings.
I've used it. We used it during the holidays at some point with some relatives. And it's cool. It is. Now, that's the free version, though, and that's where, so the encryption isn't going to be on the free. I wonder if this is going to be a story of like a Snapchat or a Twitter, right? World-renowned, everybody knows them, almost, I want it not irreplaceable, but tell me how you're going to make sure that everybody's paying you. Where are you getting all the big money from? Especially when you're going to be competing with, like we've already seen, all of these companies that are the biggest tech companies in the world that offer video conferencing, like Microsoft, Google, and Facebook.
Yeah, I'm sure that once they see, well, they've already seen. Yeah,
they've already have. I forget whether it's moving so quick. It was Facebook came out. They're doing, or somebody, you know, they're already doing it.
It was Facebook and Microsoft, I believe.
That's what I thought.
Facebook wrapped. That was like 3 weeks ago or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You know. So if you have problems with encryption, you know, coming out, and I was saying in my show, I was like, I don't think that's a smart business plan to say where, and they probably just have to start somewhere, so they're starting for paid accounts. But if you start hearing stories of free accounts, and maybe you have a free account, you have a family party, somebody comes in, they're just wreaking havoc. You know, it's not it's just wreaking havoc. And when you start talking about using it for classes or whatnot, but the valuation, I mean, I wanted you to pull it up. I saw the PE on the screen. I think it was 2,400, the PE, because of course it is. You know, it's all based on what you're going to do in the future, and you got to monetize a plan like that. And the world knows it because the world knows it mostly from using it as a free platform.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. So yeah, there you go. 2,400. Hey, but they're making money, man.
That's the other side of it, you know. Not a bad deal.
Right.
But check out that market cap, man. $55 billion.
Wow. Yeah. Unreal. So that's going to be after the close tomorrow. We get CrowdStrike after the close tomorrow. Dix, let's look at Dix, because this is kind of intriguing. I mean,
I agree.
You know, Dix has quite a acceleration from the bottom. I mean, we went up from $13. You're at 37.
Just from a fundamental perspective, right, to see, you know, they have a bunch of outdoor equipment in there. They have, you know, retail as well, but sporting equipment, sneakers, goods, apparel. They even go. I mean, they're huge, man. Kayaks, right? They have everything in there. I personally, during this last time, about a month ago, picked up a pair of sneakers that I had mentioned on my program. It was pretty cool that they had the ability, curbside takeaway, not just even where you literally pulled in, you checked in on your phone, you either hit the link or you called them, you checked in, you gave them your order number, and they walked it out like an Outback order, man. So it was cool, as in I wonder how that's going to transition as they battle this time, because they were able to stay open and they were able to facilitate it that way. I did it once. It was just a good experience. And if I needed anything else, I would have done it again very quickly.
Nice. Let's go to Jose in Tampa. Jose, what's going on, brother?
Good morning, Maestros.
How you doing? How's your weekend, man?
Good. Hey, Tom, these riots are really something. These remind me of my misspent youth days growing up in Wakefield, Massachusetts. Now, those were tough streets.
Yep, no doubt. It's a sad deal. Right.
Hey, I don't know if you're voting for we call him the truth twister in the White House come November, but can't we get something other than old fogies? How about where are the young JFK types? I mean, Pete Buttigieg would be your next president, except the country's not ready for a first lady named Chuck.
You know,
I've got a sensitive real estate question, since you're the go-to guy on real estate. I went live on the MLS by mistake on March 15th when COVID just started to bloom.
Okay.
Big mistake. I've got 2 properties in Lakeland, brand new house, 3-year-old townhomes.
Yeah.
$190K for each.
Okay.
How do I correct the fact that these been looking stale on the MLS? I used a $50 flat fee broker. I'm only paying 2% commission. It's
okay, so if you take it off March, April, May, June, if you can do 2 different things. You can take it off for 30 days. And what he's asking folks is that he feels like he's got a stale one because it's on like for 90 days, which is not that bad, by the way, Jose, also. But if you want to reboot it, you got to take it off for 30 days. That's one way of doing it, right? Another way that you can do it is find another $50 deal, because I know right what you're doing. What he's doing, folks, is that you can pay these brokers to list yourself, and it is on the MLS, which is important. You can find another one, have him take the one off you have now, get another one, okay, and then it immediately, if you change the agent, it'll immediately start at day one again. That's how it works.
Okay, so that I did not know, so I'm glad I made the call.
Yeah.
I was going to consider using a different flat fee broker, but I didn't know that it could go back on immediately.
Yeah, it can.
And start the clock over. Well, that's important because that's what I'm going to have to do.
This is what you're going to have.
Any realtor can see the date this went live on the MLS.
They'll be able to see that anyway, but it will reset itself. You just got to make sure that he takes it down or she takes it down first, give it a day or 2 days, then put it back up with another one, and they'll rotate it out again, start it again.
Okay, great. Hey, Tom, I don't have to ask you about Microsoft, Apple, and Intel. They're going to new highs. You know how I know that? Because the money changes in the temple, they're not going to be window dressing with Delta Airlines or some retail stock 80% off its high. Thanks, man.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. The market-wise out here, folks, it looks like this S&P, well, I could say a sideways market, Tom, but the reality is that every day it's creeping. It's a creep up, man.
It is. I know you were using that word a lot last week or the week before, and I liked it because it is, man. I mean, you know, it's a lot of green bars coming into action, man. And I say, you know, I have the ES up here, and let me just take off the Fibonacci numbers to clear the chart a little bit. We're dealing with a lot of continuous days in a row, man.
We are.
I mean, in terms of 4, 5, 10 out of 12 positive days right now.
Stay right there. Tommy and I come right back. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now up 37. Nasdaq is up. Dow's up 53. Nasdaq's up 37. S&Ps are up 4. That silver contract, folks, is getting some juice again. You're up 18 cents. That's not the number, though. You get 49,000 contracts already. This silver market really wants to go, and we get the dollar pulling back. So it's going to be interesting inside that silver market out here today. Tom, let's go to Mark in Bedford, Mass. Hey, Mark, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Mark.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. How's TNT this morning?
We're doing good, well, man. How you doing?
We're doing fine. You know, Boston, good. I guess, didn't make out too bad with the protest, but they burned the police court towards the end of it. It was pretty peaceful. How was it down there in Florida? Did you guys have any big things? I didn't see Florida mentioned on the news this morning.
Yeah, Tampa had a lot going on in a portion, at least. On Saturday night, they did.
Yeah, Tampa did. St. Pete didn't. St. Pete had. The reality, my reality is that it all depends on what has happened in the past and basically what type of neighborhoods you're basically in. Because St. Pete years ago, had a problem, no doubt about it. But this is a different type of city, man. Meaning that it's. The police force, you got a black chief. It's truly, I would say it's a much more integrated than many other cities, in a big way. And there's child programs. What has to get together here, man, is that in these big cities, you need programs when kids are young, man. In order to basically get people out of bad situations, man. So. I think that comes through when, just as Jose was talking about, he's talking about Wakefield. We grew up with big riots in every city. You did too, Mark, right? I mean, that's.
Well, I remember when I was just, 7 or 8 or 9, seeing the cover of Life magazine and seeing the big riots in was it L.A. or California? I forget where it was, but I remember that, and that I remember that like what happened an hour ago.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to ask you a question about the Russell. I guess it goes for all the indexes. I watched the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim investment conference on Saturday, and I don't know if you guys did or not.
Yeah,
I did.
Okay, so towards the beginning of it, they showed a picture of the Russell 2000.
Yeah.
And then a few seconds later, they showed one of the VIX. So here's my question: when I saw that picture, I saw the big spike down, which happened with all the indexes, and the creep up, as you alluded to in the beginning of the show.
Yes.
So is this creep up? Has that been a gap fill? One of the things I first learned from you, Tommy, when you were up here, and Tommy was at a much younger age, was gap filling. The gaps always want to get filled. They may not get filled right away, but they always want to get filled. So the question is that creep up that we've been going through the last couple of weeks, is that a gap fill? And after we fill the gap, are we going to come back down again? And the reverse question is true with the VIX. The VIX had a big spike up to come down, and now, the VIX, is the VIX filling that gap, and are we going to then go back up on the VIX?
Well, the way gaps work, right? Gaps that, I understand what you're saying. What he's saying, folks, is that the IWM has come up to 144.74 last week. That was filling the gap that was left over from the 6th of March as well as the 4th. Now, the gaps that are above us, Mark, do not have to get filled. I can show you, JDSU, you can show a lot of, the gaps down below normally get filled all the time. I wouldn't be shot, first off, the IWM, because that's a high volume high that's up there last Wednesday, so that can get retested again. And so the question about the gaps on the way up, I would just say that no, it's like, that's coming into resistance right now, but the IWM, that had some strength last week, man. So.
If I could just throw into it, because the gap's on the way down. I know you've talked about too. It's a different deal, right? In terms of if you gap higher, maybe it's going to come back and test that area. If you gap lower, I had always thought about fundamentally. I mean, let's say just theoretically, right? You have a company like Macy's. Oh, they come out with news that they can't sell clothes anymore. It gaps lower. Fundamentally, when the market just gaps lower and prices in, it doesn't have to like trade at this higher valuation again, because that's
right.
That's right. I mean, that's how the world just found out new information. There's a big gap. There's a difference in information from the previous trade. And when it's really bad information, there's a lot of companies, as things cycle over how many years, that just never return to those levels.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the I'm just using the Russell as an example because that's what
it's different with an index, but when you're talking about the pattern overall, right? I mean, that's just to keep in mind that when you're dealing with gaps and they gap lower, don't think the stock has to rise back up or that chart has to.
Right.
Well, I'm not talking about a specific stock. I'm talking about the indexes
even
in general.
Even the indexes.
Listen, even down.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, Mark. I mean, if the index, let's picture the index. Okay, the IWM. Even if there's 10 or 15 years from now, price is always going to be high. All you have to do is, take 2% inflation times the number, and I mean, we're always going to be at higher numbers. You know what I mean? But realistically, when I look at gaps that have gapped down do not have to get filled on the way back up. So your answer would be that no, that I don't think that IWM ran to that gap. Now, what does happen is that gaps are like swing points. Pitch them the same as swing. You can get up to them, they get flack, you go up, you test it, you pull back, and then after the pullback, if you start coming down with volume again, it's like, okay, man, it just did want to go whack that gap, pulls off it, and if you had a contraction of volume, that would be saying that, hey, you're going to go back up to the highs again. If the volume comes off of it, then that's a different ballgame.
And when Mark, you're trying to throw it to an index, right? The NASDAQ 100, man, took 15, 16, 17 years from 2000 to 2015 to get back to where it was. And think about all the technology improvements over the years from 2000 to 2015, and even the NASDAQ struggled to get back to where you were trading at during that time. So an index, man, similar, it does not have to. When the world collapses and things change and gaps down, be very wary of thinking it has to go back up.
All right.
Cooking, brother.
Thank guys. Thank you so much. Tom, question. What's your take on the market for the next, 1 to 3 months? You think we're going to go back up?
I have no clue how this market's even this high right now, man. No, my bear suit, I get 5 bear suits on right now, okay? Because the disconnect is all over the place. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it.
Look at the chart that I have. We got like 45 seconds of break. Look at the chart I have up, right? So it goes back to 2000. I said this is the NASDAQ. I'll put up the Qs, but you can see the point was going to be, look at this retracement. It's almost like a tiny portion of the chart, and we're almost back to all-time highs. Meanwhile, I just said it took 15 years to get back to where we were in 2000, and then we just went from 5,000, in the beginning of 2017, and we're almost at 10,000 right now. That's wild.
All right, guys. Cooking. You guys take care. Stay safe.
Have a great one, man. Thanks so much. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow. Dow Industrials right now at 58. Nasdaq's up 40. S&P's up 5.5. Gold's down 780. We got the dollar down 357. We'll come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 74, Nasdaq up 47, S&P's up 6.5. So Friday, Tom, we have jobs numbers too, right?
We sure do, man.
Okay, so let me get this whisper number. Okay.
I think they're going to be looking, I believe it was 8 million jobs lost is the analyst estimate coming in for the month of May. That's following 20 million.
Okay.
For the month of April. Let me pull up your chart as you're in there.
Okay, so this
changing non-farm payrolls. Perfect. There you go.
Okay, so the whisper number is going to be, oh my God, that's 11 million, right?
Yeah, it's 11.8 that the whisper number. And again, the whisper number in the Bloomberg terminal probably calculated, I think, just by people putting in their own guesses. The survey number, analyst looking for a decline of 8 million. That number coming in Friday morning at 8:30 Eastern time. I'll be on the air live for that. That should be an interesting day in the markets for sure. So we'll see where that shakes out, man. But so I was thinking this.
Let's see. I just want to get this clear. So when this is a monthly number. So this would be the releases for June 5th. So this would be the month of May. Like how many more people lost their job in May, right?
Yeah. Yes, correct. Non-farm payrolls. You get the full breakdown of industries in that number as well.
Yeah.
That number had been rising steadily, continuously for a period of 10, 12 years since the 2008 crisis almost.
Right.
And
coming to a
screeching halt.
I think we wait till tomorrow to put an estimate in because
Perfect.
Tomorrow
you can wait you can wait. Yeah.
We got ADP unemployment change tomorrow. That'll give us a better indication. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then initial jobless claims is in 2 days. Yeah, and then that'll give it. That's quite a spread. You can see why it's quite a spread too. It would seem to me that less people should have lost their jobs in May. I mean, the bulk of this, it should start changing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. most of those jobs, as in the people who the businesses and so forth, they had to shut down, making instantaneous decisions. Those coming in April, for sure.
Yeah. What is happening, which we can see in all of our main streets, no matter where you live, folks, you can see and kind of speculate who's not going to open. I mean, I can see it in St. Pete right now. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
That there's a couple big places that they're not going to reopen. Not a lot, but enough that they probably were just teetering before this, and they were just too much. Do you know what I mean?
Does not take much sometimes.
No, we know it doesn't. There's no doubt about that. And what does happen down here, folks? You get a double-barreled, basically, shotgun here, because what happens is that we're coming into the summer, which in itself, okay, guess what? Yeah, everyone's out in the water or they're fishing. They're not downtown, having a beer and, going to a restaurant. It's because then the heat comes in too. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. We
go from an inside deal to an outside deal to an inside deal. This is the turnover right now.
Summer in Florida in a cityscape. Give me some good air conditioning or get me to the beach ASAP.
Yeah. Because it's the sun. The sun is so hot here, man.
The sun is so hot.
It's it comes up when the sun
and the humidity. That's it. The humidity is vicious.
Yeah.
So
no doubt about that.
Yeah. Hey, how about, did you see the story? Caesars was getting actually. I guess they're going to open on Friday. Harrah's is going to open. Harrah's is Caesars property. Not sure if Caesars is open. They're going to start reopening Vegas. Some potential strong demand there. See how those casino companies. It's going to be really interesting to see how things change in terms of. We brought up the Hard Rock was open, right? I showed that technology. They're heat scanning everybody as they walk in. I imagine that's going to become standard business for any type of a big establishment in any big city. Just super standard. And I like that. Who wouldn't like that?
Right, and it's not invasive, folks. Okay, I've gone through them in China. You just walk. You don't even stop. Right? That's how they are at the airports in China. You just walk right through. But immediately, if you have a temperature, man, bang, they know it right off it shows right at the very top. So that's pretty. Especially
like a place like the casinos, man. Everybody's touching chips. Tables, drinks, seems like one of the quickest areas that things could die. I, as a poker player myself, man, I said, it's amazing they've reopened poker. Now, the Seminole Hard Rock, we had a Hard Rock here, we had a Hard Rock in Hollywood. They can kind of make their own rules because they're on their own land, of course. So they've opened back up to 6 people, but it seems like theater, like going through the motions when you're passing around chips and you're passing around cards. I don't care if there's a divider between me and the person next to me. It's a weird deal that they're going to have to deal with, and that goes to any type of blackjack table, roulette. Yeah, maybe you clean the slots, but guess what? The other side of it is people want to get back out, and they should be able to wear some masks and get
it's interesting. I think the chips are the biggest thing, right? Because it's like, what do you do? Because I can tell you, I don't even even if I'm going to a private club, folks, I do not valet anymore. It's not even close. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, how many cars has the valet's been in and out of? Well,
not even close. I agree.
Since we're in the probability business, I don't like that probability, man.
Yeah. Do you want the young guy who's probably a clean dude, clean woman, whatever? But he's jumping in 50 cars tonight, and he's going to jump in yours? No, I'll pass on that for right now.
And even taking precautions. It's like, why?
I talked about the airlines, right? I said to you, they're going to open. If people want to make trips, they're going to make trips and all that stuff. But when's the next time that you're going to be dying? Where you're going to be comfortable in an environment like the airport where they pack them in like sardines, man? You waited at every facet of your journey. The baggage check, the check-in, the luggage, the security. It's just and that's going to take a while for people to be super comfortable back to 100%.
Yeah. And well, see, listen. And after this, folks, okay, what's going to happen is that we're all going to be much more aware, because I was flying a lot when SARS was here, and I had those masks. It's so weird, and I kept those masks for so long. But if you were flying, folks, when SARS was around, all right, people, and I mean a lot of people, it wasn't as advertised as it is now. But if you were flying, people were flying with masks, and I flew with a mask for a good 6 to 8 weeks.
I could see it, right?
Yeah, and I couldn't stand it. But the bottom line is, that the other side of that, when SARS first came out, that was the first deal. It seemed like it was scarier than this one. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It turned, they turned it pretty quick. But,
yes.
What will happen is now going forward, and that's why Asia was more prepared than we were, too. Well, going forward, everyone's going to be prepared because, it's not going to be, if this happens again, it's going to be when, okay? Well, it might be 5 years, it might be 25 years, okay? But the bottom line is that, this will happen again, and people will be a lot more prepared, and they'll So Monday morning, June kicking in.
Real quick, just some of the other companies too, because you got retail, American Eagle on Wednesday.
Okay.
Campbell's Soup on Wednesday as well. Canada Goose, all of those before the open on Wednesday. And then Thursday, back to some technology. Broadcom, that'll be a good one the market will be looking for. DocuSign.
That's a high flyer.
Pull up that chart, man. Talk about an acceleration. You have Gap back to retail on Thursday, and Slack after the market close as well.
Yep. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We get the Dow up 55, Nasdaq's up 27, S&Ps are up 2.5. We're coming right back. Excuse me.
Back in the day, I joined the Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us, and Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now up 66, Nasdaq up 37, S&P's up 5. Gold's rejected lower price, down $1.80. Silver's up 20 cents. If you do have some silver equities, folks, they're doing a lot of them are doing ABC structures on the way up. They're blowing away another B point out here today, and they're going to have the volume underneath it. So we'll see whether they can hold price. And good old King Dollar. Bottom line is that King Dollar saved itself last week. But right now, Tom, it looks like King Dollar, bottom line, it's trading out here lower today, down 465. You've definitely
breaking.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You broke that consolidation, and that puts game on now of 94,650. So
definitely. You saw all those troughs. You talked about it many times, man, and a clear breakout of that bottom. We'll see.
Yeah. Isn't it weird that, I think about this many times, folks, and I say, okay, you break one, like you go to the next one. And if you're new in this business, folks, it's like, why? Why do you go? Well, I don't know, folks, but that's what happens. No, you know what I mean? They're like levels of houses. That's sure. What they are. For some reason, you break one and you just go to the next one. It's like, okay, it is what it is, man. But it's pretty cool how it works. But
hey, how about we finish it off with Tesla, man? Elon Musk, the rocket.
That was so cool.
Pretty cool, I know.
Huge.
First time we've launched humans into space in almost 10 years, which is crazy to think about. And I don't know if that's what's driving Tesla higher, but Tesla's up $45, up 5.5%. It was a bummer week. I tried to see it outside. I'm more in the middle of the state than you are even, and we couldn't see it. A little bit cloudy. That's why they almost weren't going to go, right? We had some clouds in the sky. But pretty cool nonetheless, man.
Impressive. Beyond belief.
Everything going well. It was pretty cool.
Totally. Stay right there, folks. We got Think or Swim coming up next. And we're going to ride that wave. But I'm Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Happy June, folks. Let's make it a great one. Look at 'em.